gentlemen, welcome to Retro Warriors, episode 521. Woo. As always, I'm your host, Justin Baker, and as always, I'm joined by Viable Human, Chris Saturn.
Hi, Justin.
Hi, Saturn. You made it.
Yay!
I wasn't worried about you making it, but you made it all the same. So, thanks. We're also joined by our producer, Guy.
Yay.
Hello.
Hi, Guy.
I made it too. Wow.
You did.
Hooray.
You made it. I knew you would make it. I had full faith and confidence.
He has much
that-
more faith in you than he does in me.
Well, I don't know that that's earned, but okay.
As far as housekeeping, I was out of town for the entirety of last week in Virginia, and so I did not have the time to do show research. So, Guy's coming on to cover this week and next week's topic with Saturn because I didn't play these games. This game, that game, the game.
Yes.
This is an opportunity for y'all to talk about this stuff, and it's going to
Yay.
be great. And we're all excited to have Guy on the main show proper for the first time in. It's been a minute.
It hasn't been a minute.
It has been a while, probably since I made a cameo on like the New Year's show or some shit.
Yeah, but that's like a special, that's like a special event. That's
Fair
like
enough.
when comic books do the like annual issue, and you're like, well, I mean, it is part of the continuity, but it's the annual, so it's different, It's
When they
it's not-
squeeze in Howard the Duck into the annual.
Yeah, because there's some new Howard the Duck plot line they want people to read.
Right.
So yeah, Guy's here. He's here this week.
Yay.
He's here next week on the main show. So the guy, thanks
Yes.
for filling in and presumably helping with like 12 pages of notes or something.
No, well, I mean, I did add to them, but notes were all Saturn.
Oh, poor Saturn.
Credit where credit
No,
is
it's
due.
fine.
Well, Saturn, thanks for doing 12 pages of notes for us. And
It took just like an hour or so I don't know why you're acting like it's a big deal.
I can still thank you, and you can't stop me. There's nothing you can do about it.
Oh, I can try.
My week. Obviously, I was in Virginia. I was on vacation. It was a good time. We went to the beach and we saw a bunch of like colonial history, living history stuff.
Mhm.
And the highlight for me was going to the printing press. That was really cool. And the guy talked about letters for a long time, and my family was bored to death, and I kept asking questions about letters. And we went to the beach. That was the worst part of the vacation, and I hated it, and I wanted to leave very badly, and I was upset to be at the beach. And I didn't have a swimsuit because I didn't have one, but I had
Right.
on some shorts that were like swimsuit material, and I was like, I'll just wear my shorts. That's fine. It's basically the same as a swimsuit. And what I didn't realize was that the color and material meant that when they were wet, they were very see-through.
Oh.
Which I noticed as I was leaving the beach and looked down and realized that everything was seeable. And I was like,
Nice.
not one person said anything. I was there for 3 hours.
That's good.
You showed everybody your boomer Kawanger.
Yes, I did.
That's
I'd
good.
like to
Good.
imagine nobody was paying attention, but I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
probably.
On vacation.
You were there with your family though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's no way that a child cannot say something when they see that.
Well, my kid definitely would have said something if she had noticed. I might have.
Right.
Maybe it was less noticeable than I thought. I was obviously closer than everyone else.
Right.
So,
I mean, you're a tall guy. There's probably somebody a little closer.
I don't know, man. I don't know. On vacation, I took my laptop and I took a little MIDI controller and I did music stuff. So I'm still doing music stuff, and I was trying to stick to that even though we were on vacation because I didn't want to. I'm worried
mad
I'm
at
going to
you.
forget everything I've learned. Just perpetually worried that it's just going to exit my brain spontaneously.
I feel like 8 weeks into your music journey and you're better at music than me now. So
I'm absolutely, there's not any realm where that's possible.
I've got a weird like encyclopedic knowledge of like music theory, but actually
Well, I'll-
practically like making shit.
I'll make something and be like, oh, it's in the Lydian pentatonic, and I'm like, those are words. I read those in a music book once and then forgot them. So I don't know. I don't think I'm better at any musical anything than probably anyone. But I appreciate the compliment, and I'll
You're
accept
welcome.
it as that. Also playing Monster Hunter Wilds a little bit. I played it a little bit before I left, a little bit when I got back. All of you assholes started playing it while I was out of town. And then
I played
since
it
I've
one
been back,
time.
And since I've been back, no one has played it. Well, no, Andrew booted up with me the other night. We did a couple hunts.
I played it one time with Andrew and realized that I'm just not enjoying it that much.
Oh, I see. The one time you play multiplayer Monster Hunter and you do it while I'm in Virginia, I'm just going to assume it was intentional because you hate me. That's the only logical answer is after all these years, Saturn finally plays multiplayer Monster Hunter. It's while I'm on my one vacation per year. Ridiculous.
Now I'll give it another shot at some point if you want, but I'm still at the very beginning, so I can't do anything, and that might be why I'm not enjoying it. But
you can do a lot more than you think. The game it does this thing where it's like, here's the story to follow, but then at any point you can be like, I'm gonna go over here and do this, and the game won't stop you. So it's I mean, there is less stuff available at the beginning for sure, but it's a little more open than it seems.
From what I can tell, like the way your weapon works doesn't ever change. So like,
no,
the stuff that you can do with your weapon now is the stuff you'll be able to do with your weapon in game.
Yeah.
So if you're not enjoying like the gameplay loop of the weapon you're using, maybe a different one will suit you better.
My bigger problem is I'm not enjoying the gameplay loop of fighting monsters. Like I want that to happen faster so that I can get back to everything else. But I think the game is focused on the fighting of the monsters, thus the name of the game.
Yeah, when you say everything else, I'm not sure. That'd be like if you're like, yeah, I'm playing Mario and I just want to get through the running and jumping to get back to the relationship goals between Mario and Princess Peach. And my response would be
Mario and Toad.
My response would be, I don't think that happens. I don't think that's good.
That's my fear is I'm never going to get to the rest of the game because there isn't a rest of the game to get to.
What are you like picking mushrooms and mining and shit?
Yeah, I mean, there is the kind of chill stuff. There is apparently a lot of story in this one, but all of the story is excuses to fight giant monsters. It's in what way can we create a problem that is solved by you killing a dinosaur over and over and over and over again. Eventually, they just give it up, and they're like, I don't know, this dinosaur just attacked us while we were doing something else. And you're like, oh no, I guess I have to kill it. Or capture it.
And then it does the whole, yes, you have permission to hunt this monster attacking us.
Yeah, it's very weird because you've got your guild handler and she's always got to be like, you have the guild's permission. And I'm like, it would have eaten me otherwise. Of course I'm going to kill it. What are you talking about, lady? Like, I don't. I think I'm story wise, I think I'm hunter rank 6, I think. And story wise, I'm just getting to the story is evolving from like, well, because like every Monster Hunter, it starts with some bizarre monster no one's ever seen invading, and then throughout the course of the story, you learn little bits about it, and then obviously eventually fight it. I'm reaching the point where we're starting to understand what the big scary monster thing is and why it's around and stuff, which traditionally is kind of the halfway point to fighting big giant said monster. But we'll see. It's getting real weird. I'll say this: definitely weirder than some other Monster Hunters. But again, even the weirdness is like, what weird way can we come up with for you to have to fight this dinosaur? So it doesn't really deviate from that. But that's me. Other than that, just I tried to play more Dragon Hymn.
It's a Game Boy Color game.
Yeah, the one I talked about before. The nice packaging, the nice presentation. It's fun, really hard. But I realize there's no penalty for game overing, so I think you're just kind of supposed to smash your face into it for a while until you gain enough levels to, die over and over. And I'm kind of getting somewhere with it. It was really, really hard game. But I played that on the plane a bit, and that was it. In between, definitely not having panic attacks. Don't like flight, but I did make it, and I'm alive.
Flight doesn't bother me too much. It's the falling
gets me.
that I don't like.
On the way back, there was weather, and they don't use the word turbulence anymore. I've never heard a pilot say the word turbulence. They always say choppy. And they're like, oh, it's gonna be a little choppy here, and I'm like, what does choppy mean? And of course, right before I got on the plane, I was reading my news app, and it was like 10 American Airlines passengers hospitalized after extreme turbulence. And I looked up, and I was like sitting at the American Airlines counter. I was like, oh, fuck. And it's all awful for me. TSA, the flight, the airport, terrible.
The TSA is the worst part.
Oh, it sucks. I had especially frustrating times with TSA this go around. What gets me, I'm just to go off on a tangent and bitch. My wife is a rule follower. She is an accountant. So whenever you tell her she has to do something, the way she goes about everything in her life is, all right, let me look up the written down rules for whatever this is, and then I will go forth and execute them as written, because that's what accountants do. That's an accountant's job. Everything has to be GAAP, right? And so that's how she assumes the world works, or at least wants it to. So she's like, all right, we're going through TSA. Let's look up the TSA guidelines, and we'll just show up already knowing them and ready to execute them. And I told her, I was like, what they write and what they do in the airport is two different things. And she argued with me and was like, that's not how this works. There's no way. And I was like, no, that is.
Mm-hmm.
And then we showed up, and she's already like taking her laptop out, taking her shoes off. And they're like, ma'am, shoes on, leave laptops in bags. And I could see it on her face. She's about to start yelling about why are there rules if no one fucking follows them.
Yeah.
And it was a whole, she struggled. She struggled with the very idiomatic rules of TSA, where you have to show up and just kind of go by the vibe of the TSA agent in front of you.
Just have to figure out what the guy in front of you wants.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think that comes from the fact that they don't update their rules and guidelines as technology changes.
Nope.
Well, I also noticed it goes by busyness. If they're real busy,
that too, yeah.
They're like, laptops, leave them in the bags. But if they're slow, they'll be like, take all your shit out. We're searching everybody. And you're like, well, that's not really what security is it? Because it's already a digression. Saddam, how was your week?
I didn't have as much time to play games as I would have wanted to, but
You just wrote laptop.
I almost bought a laptop.
Oh,
so
didn't you just buy a laptop like a year or two ago?
5 years ago.
Okay, god damn.
Yeah.
Time
So
flies.
yeah, my laptop, my ThinkPad had just reached the 5-year mark, and my warranty expired on it because I forgot to renew it.
Mhm.
And I meant to accidentally damage it before the accidental damage coverage expired. But I thought that was the end of the summer, and it was the beginning of the summer. So
What's
I made
your
a mistake.
accidental damage of choice if you got to pick one? You like back over
Dropping it from like the second floor of a building.
Oh no, god. Ugh.
Yeah.
I think I'd be real clinical where I'd like get pliers and just like squeeze a corner of it and be like, oh, screen crash.
Oh no, they can tell that. Yeah,
Can they?
That's,
Oh, no.
oh yeah. Anyway, so I meant to do that, but I didn't. I failed. So instead, I'd been looking at laptops, so I was like, there's no real good reason for me to get one right now. I don't need one.
Sure.
I want one, but I don't need one. And then I was talking to one of our regulars in the chat about the new integrated GPUs on the new AMD laptops and how they're basically as good as a GTX 1660 for the integrated graphics.
Still a good card, especially at 1080p.
Oh yeah. Right, yeah. And then I happened to get the email at work because I was at work chatting with him, saying that I had my employee thank you points were going to expire soon. Because we have this dumb thing where every quarter we're given points that we can then assign to other employees to thank them for their job. And then they get to cash in those points for cash, right?
Mm-hmm, sure.
And mine were going to expire soon, so I had to cash them in. And so I was looking at it, I was like, oh, I can get $600 in cash. And then it shows that you can also get gift cards. And I was like, well, I don't know what kind of gift cards there are. So I'm looking, and one of them is for Dell Computer, and that $600 was $1,700 in Dell gift cards. And I was like, well, shit.
Holy shit.
I should see if they have any kind of laptop that I care about.
Sure.
And
I hear their XPS 13s are very good.
they don't make XPS anymore.
Oh.
They've rebranded all of their laptops, and so now their names are much more boring.
Oh, no.
What was the XPS 13 is now the Dell Pro 13 Premium.
I was about to say, how do you get more boring than XPS? But you've revealed their strategy.
Yes. So I had looked through, and they did have one that had the AMD chip that I wanted, and it had a wireless WAN card, which is my requirement. And it seemed to fit all my requirements. So I was like, fuck it, let's get that. So I cashed in $1,700 worth of gift cards and still ended up having to spend $600 out of pocket because fucking Dell.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got this Dell 13 plus something. And it was really neat. And it showed up on a work day, so I didn't have any chance to play with it before I went to the office. So knowing that it would arrive that day, I had downloaded some benchmarking tools to a flash drive just so I could play with it at work offline.
Sure.
And see how it worked. And it was exactly what I was after. Like really impressive performance. So on my lunch break, I take it home, I plug it in, I boot up an Arch install ISO and connect it to my network. Then I go back to the office, remote into my home server, and then SSH into that Arch install so that I can install Arch remotely.
Mm-hmm.
And so
all normal
install
things.
Yeah, all normal things that normal people do.
I have
so
no
I
room to make fun of any of this.
Right. So I install all my shit, get home, reboot it just in time to see that everything looks all right, go to bed, wake up, take it to work the next day. And I'm like, all right, today I just got to connect up my Bluetooth stuff and then sync up with my WAN, and then everything will be happy and it'll be a nice little laptop. And I'm trepidatious this whole time because I hate Dell as a brand.
As you should.
And so I didn't want to do any of this, but I was like, it's all a good deal, and I need to get over my brand loyalty and all this bullshit and just accept that it is an AMD computer, and so who cares what logo is on it. So, but I'm still like kind of trepidatious, and I get to the office and I realize the Bluetooth doesn't work. And it's because that Bluetooth card is not in the Linux kernel, and if you want it to work, you have to recompile the entire kernel with that Bluetooth adapter in it.
All right, so you recompiled your kernel.
No, I'm like, you know what? I think I have a little USB Bluetooth adapter at home. I'll do that until this is added to the kernel.
All
so
right.
it's fine. It's fine. But I can't get the WAN to connect for some reason. It's stuck on connecting. And I'm like, what is going on? So I get home and I go to pop in another hard drive just to install Windows. And I realize the SSD is a 2230 instead of a 2280. And so I don't even have a spare SSD I can put in there. So I just put a 2280 in there anyway and just don't close the case just long enough to install Windows to test it.
Tape it down.
Right. I'm just testing Windows, see if it'll connect, and it does. So I'm like, all right, so the card works. So I go back into Linux and I try to connect it again, and I'm searching this error, and I find a forum where they're like, well, Dell and Microsoft and the FCC have explicitly locked these down with a code that only Microsoft has, and Dell will not give you the unlock code to use it in Linux.
Nice. That's so nice.
Yeah, so I'm like, well, at this point, I have a machine that I either can't use in Linux or I can't use my WAN card. I'm just going to return it. Fuck it. I'm done with this. I don't want to deal with all this mess. So I return it. And as soon as I return it, I realize now I have $1,700 in Dell gift cards.
What you
the
do?
fuck am I going to do with this?
What you do is you find someone that wants to buy a Dell, give it to them at a discount, and then sell it to them, then take that money and buy a framework, which is Linux compliant out of the box.
So here's what I did. I was talking to a
God.
friend of mine, and me and her met up for dinner because she and her husband are moving out of town for her business. And he's taking a remote job, and they told him he could buy his own laptop. They will not provide his remote laptop. He has to buy it. And Dell is one of the approved brands. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I have $1,700 in Dell gift cards. Let me get your laptop and you give me cash. And they're like, oh, that is great. Let's do that. So they went ahead and gave me cash up front. I ordered the laptop. It's already on the way. So I bought a framework.
Great minds, Saturn.
And it showed up within 2 days from Taiwan.
Oh man, I'm so jelly. How is it? Did you get the
That's
12
really
or the
nice.
16, or what'd you get?
The 13. I got the
standard, the original.
the Framework 13, but with the new Ryzen AI chips. So it's literally the exact same hardware that Dell had, but without a WAN card, and it's a framework, so I can replace everything. Also, it costs less than the $1,700 that they gave me for the Dell gift cards.
Nice.
Because I chose to get it without a hard drive or without RAM or without
Right,
an
you already
OS
got the
because
shit,
I have all that. Oh man, it's real nice. Oh, it's so nice. And I have to say, the little tiny screwdriver they give you with it is so neat because it's a dual head magnetic screwdriver. One side is the Torx, and the other side is Phillips, and the other side of the screwdriver is a spudger, and it's the best spudger I've ever had.
I wreck spudgers. I've gone through
me too.
dozens of them. Let's just tear them up.
But the nice thing about it, so it came with the system board and the battery and the monitor pre-mounted, and then you mount everything else during assembly. But when you open it up, the inside of the laptop, like I have opened up a lot of laptops over the years, right?
Yeah.
And so I am used to them making everything as cryptic and hard to reach as possible. And this laptop, everything is easy to reach, and there is a QR code attached to literally everything.
To show you how to do it,
to show you exactly what it is, how to disassemble it or replace it.
It's like fucking Legos. I still
then
regret not getting the 16 when I could have, but
And then on the side is a little sticker with a list of exactly the names of everybody who worked on my laptop.
Oh,
And
how nice.
that's just very sweet. And yeah, it's got the 2.8K screen, the 120 hertz, and it's running the Ryzen AI 9 HX 370, which I hate that name so much. I hate that they put the word AI in the middle of the product name.
Oh yeah.
But it does have a AI NPU processor at 50 tops, so it is technically Microsoft Copilot certified.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get a keyboard with a Copilot button for it. I didn't, because I'm not going to install Windows on it.
I watched them announce that Copilot button, and the crowd was
Yeah.
like, it was like one guy like, boo. And he was like, well, you can get it without it. And they were like,
Yeah,
yay.
Yeah, when you get the DIY version, it does not come with that. It comes with just a generic ass keyboard with a framework button instead of a Windows button.
My wife is real interested in their very Surface-like 12. I think
the
it's
12.
still on pre-order right now. So
Yeah, I think so. I had looked at the framework many times over the last several months,
Oh, me
and
too.
every time I looked at the 13 because that's the size of laptop that I had previously, and it kept saying like pre-order now for this 6th or 7th batch or whatever it is, and you may get it in 3 months if you order now. And then when I went to go order it, they were like, in stock now, buy. And I was like, oh, all right. And then I bought it, and within 48 hours, it is here from Taiwan.
what better incentive could you have?
I haven't even gotten the refund from Dell yet. So yeah, so now I have a framework, and it's very nice, and I'm happy with it.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear good things.
Yeah, I am a little sad that I don't have a WAN card now. So I did some research, and I found there's a little USB adapter that somebody has made that you can get for $28 that you just plug your WAN card into from another laptop and connect an antenna to it, and it'll just connect USB to your laptop and work. So
there you go.
I'm gonna try that and see if that meets my needs.
Yeah. Guy, what you been doing?
I played Monster Hunter.
That's cool.
I don't know if
Some
you've heard of
news or something.
Oh, yeah. It's an okay game.
I'm just kidding. Tell you how you've been enjoying Wilds.
Actually, a lot. So,
that's
like, I
good.
picked it up and played it for, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours when it first came out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then put it down because, I don't know, I was doing other shit, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But then you started talking about it a couple weeks ago. So I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll pick this back up. And like I was at Hunter rank 2, I think at the time, maybe 3.
Yeah.
And now I'm at 5. I am not quite where you are. I'm where you started spoiling things the other day, and I got mad about it.
All I said was you fight a lava octopus. That's all I said.
Yeah, I don't think I've gotten to the octopus part, but I did get to like the fire like dog things.
Nice.
Okay, yeah.
That's where I just ended, like or where I left off yesterday.
You are not. You're, I think, 2 or 3 hours behind me, maybe. I'm in.
Yeah.
So after that zone, there's kind of an in between zone, and then you reach the next zone, and that's where I am.
Nice. Yeah, like I'll sit down. I meant to play more, but like I had some more issues with my heart being stupid
Oh yeah.
on my birthday, so that sucked. So
Happy
like
fucking birthday, huh?
yeah, like I was planning on like sitting down like the next day because my birthday was last Friday. I was planning on sitting down on Saturday and just fucking playing Monster Hunter or like Magic all day or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up just sitting around watching TV because I didn't want to like get stressed about anything, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
So that kind of sucked, but yeah, I enjoy how easy it is to just progress the story. Like I'm almost not
Yeah.
even crafting armor at this point. It's just hit the mission, go hit my SOS
yeah.
flare, and then kill a monster and just churn through the story, which is
Well, then
is the way that I'm enjoying it, I guess.
At also even at points like if you don't want to get into all the crafting shit, you can just go up to Gemma and be like, recommend shit to me, and she'll be like, you should do this stuff, and you'd be like, all right, I'll make that stuff, and I'll wear it, and then cool, I'll see you later.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. Nice.
Yeah, she has recommendations. Granted, usually a lot of her recommendations, especially in low rank, are just kind of like everything you're able to craft because it's all good because it's low rank and it's it's just sort of chill. Although I
Yeah.
say that, I was talking while I was out of town, I was talking to y'all, and I was like, yeah, it's so far been easier by a good margin than previous Monster Hunters. Granted, I've played a couple Monster Hunters, but I've reached a point now where it's starting to get not like crazy hard, but like this fights are getting tough. It's getting a little crazy. I'm using SOS flares and items and shit a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying the variety of fights. Like I think one of my
yeah.
problems with World, I guess, was the only other Monster Hunter that I played, was that every fight is really similar, I guess, at least in the beginning there.
Yeah.
And I think where I fell off of World was when you had to like carry dinosaur eggs. I was like, no, this is dumb.
that is a callback. It's a mainstay in the Monster Hunter franchise. Is you have to do the fucking Rathalos egg mission every time, and it's always the worst mission. And you do it once, and then never again in the whole stupid game. It's just they just put it in there because they feel like they have to.
It was so draining, and like you keep getting knocked and have to go back and start over. Oh my god, I hated that mission, so I quit. But I haven't run into that problem, and like all the environments are really cool, and you know like I said, there's variety. You have like flying monsters and like stuff that's like hanging down from the ceiling and shit. Like, oh okay,
yeah.
But like in talking, I found out that Andrew is playing the exact same weapon that I am, and like if we're gonna like
playing, and you're dual blade. Andrew's on dual blades.
Yeah. And like I figured, like I thought maybe if we're gonna hunt together, maybe I'll switch to like bows or something so that I could like also heal the group.
I've been a switch axe because I started on Try, so I've been on switch axe. Actually, I think 3U is when switch axe came in. Maybe I was playing something before. Anyway, as soon as switch axe was introduced, I've been playing. I've been playing for over a decade at this point. And other weapons don't even exist for me. But this one lets you carry 2 weapons and you can swap between them. So I started, when I got back from vacation, I started learning hunting horn so that I could run support for you guys if and when we ever play together. So, I'm trying to learn that a little bit, and learning a new weapon is hard.
In World I played with the bow, and that was okay. My problem with playing with the bow is it's a lot of aim and dodge, but I wasn't playing with SOS flares in World.
Yeah.
But because I'm not sure if it's new to Wilds where the SOS flares after a couple minutes just pulls in bots. But I love that.
I played World's the one I played the least of. And I don't believe that was a thing. I do also enjoy that you don't have to wait for humans and bots just jump in, and then humans can join if they can displace the bots.
Yeah, like that's like the perfect amount of help for me, really. Like, it gives you that group feeling without having to actually rely on anybody else like jumping in. You know, so that's nice, and I think with that dynamic, I would be more encouraged to play a ranged weapon.
Mm-hmm. So, solo ranged is I've never done ranged in Monster Hunter. It's never been my bag, but I will occasionally break out a bow gun for a mission or whatever, and I'm like, this is just a third person shooter now. I don't want to do this. I want to hit things with a big axe. That's what I. But this one I'm honestly a little shocked at the amount of tedium and busy work that they've removed from the game, because Monster Hunter has always been a franchise very obsessed with its own tediousness and busy work, to the point where it's kind of the point of the game, and in much in the same way that like tediousness and busy work is kind of the point of like Animal Crossing. Like you're supposed to sit around cataloging fish and mailing fossils. Like that's why you're there. And this one very much is just like, nah, you don't even got to run to the monster anymore. We'll fucking take you there, and you can play this mini game where you try to collect materials along the way. Like it's the amount of just mainstay stuff that they've yanked out. I think to the benefit of the fun factor is kind of shocking.
Yeah, and I'm excited to get to like the end. Oh, sorry, Saturn.
No, go ahead.
I'm excited to get to the end game where I can just. I've gone through the story at that point, and now I'm just going on like hunts and like random like open world shit. Like that's that.
I keep taking story breaks to go do just that because I don't want to wait. So.
Well, I was going to, but then you're like, yeah, it's a waste of time if you're just like getting materials and crafting armor. I'm like, well, then I'm not going to. It is.
Well, it's hard to. I try to contextualize it. Like, it's a waste of time in the way that playing solitaire over and over is a waste of time. Like, you aren't progressing anything doing that, because there are no levels to gain, and you're not unlocking stronger monsters to get better materials doing that. So it's a waste of time as far as like progressing. But if you're enjoying it, go enjoy it all day long. There's a shitload of stuff to enjoy. Like I just enjoy running around fighting the monsters. So I'll go fight the same monster 5 or 6 times, craft the armor out of it, and be like, cool, this armor sucks. I'm going to go back to my other armor and keep doing the story now.
I have gained a lot of levels in Microsoft Solitaire Collection. Thank you. I am level 100 on most games.
Yeah, that is fair.
But there are, my point, because you had mentioned that, and I was trying to say it nicely, but I think my point was you aren't progressing anything when you do that. So if you're cool with that, just know that. Like, I'd hate for you to be like, I put in 10 hours grinding this stuff and I didn't progress. I'm like, well, yeah, you're grinding the same level of things over and over. That's not how Monster Hunter progression works.
Well, I think like it would be fine because like Andrew pointed out, and he was like, well, yeah, but I want to like collect all the armor. And you're like, yeah, but when you get like the higher rank, there's another version of that same armor.
Yes.
So you got to collect it again anyway. So I'm like, oh, well, then I'll just wait.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair. Sometimes you hit points where it's like, I have to go grind armor and weapons because I can't beat this thing, or I need to have a different tactic, or I need to develop some different skill because I can't. Well, I mean, with the state of SOS flares, maybe not. That's probably less of a problem this time around, but it's just one of those things where, like, if you're just enjoying collecting armor and crafting stuff, go for it to your heart's content. Enjoy,
I somehow turned my cat into like a space alien on accident.
Mine's a squid.
Yeah, like the armor this time seems to like change, like significantly change their appearance.
Yeah, I think it happened in previous games, but it seemed fewer and further between. Like in Rise, my Palico is Sonic the Hedgehog. So like they've had costumes before. They seem to have a few more of them though, or maybe I'm just noticing more. But it's cool.
I looked it up just in case, and despite being a game that is 90% fetch quests and collecting dumb shit, you do not have to collect a bunch of Rathalos eggs to fight Rathalos in Final Fantasy XIV.
Oh, that's good. Well, you don't have to collect eggs to fight them in Monster Hunter either, but eventually they want you to collect Rathalos eggs.
I see. All right. Yeah, they skip Rathalos eggs altogether in 14. It's just a fight. That's all.
I will say it's not really like, of course you're going to fight a Rathalos in Wilds. It's like the mascot creature. But I have done the first Rathalos fight, and it was really cool. All the fights are so cool. They're all very cinematic in this one, so I've been enjoying that a lot. But nice. Sorry for the spoilers, guy.
Yeah, I hate you. It's
you
fine.
fight a Rathalos in Monster Hunter. I'm sorry.
God,
I'm sorry. I hate to ruin the surprise.
Also, a giant lizard shows up in the next Godzilla movie.
Yeah, I don't want to shock you. We got to do news. We're already so over on time. Let's go through news. Sega Sammy accidentally leaked 6 years worth of sales data, showing, among many other things, that Persona 5 is their best-selling game in many years and has kept its sales numbers going strong over time, which might be why they seem to refuse to announce Persona 6.
Yeah, even the other Personas are not stacking up to 5 at all. And even Sega's other big games like Sonic and Like a Dragon are not getting anywhere close to Persona 5. It's pretty wild.
I'm not the Persona
for
guy.
For an M-rated JRPG, I am shocked to see that at the top of their list.
I'm not the Persona guy, but of the hours I put into 4 and 5, I think I preferred 4 by a good amount. I know I'm definitely in the minority, and I'm not the audience, but I find it shocking that 4 isn't performing a little better in the listing, Tomb Raider TTRPG has been canceled over creative differences. I didn't know they were doing a Tomb Raider TTRPG. I don't know how you would do Tomb Raider TTRPG.
You just play a card to awkwardly jump to the next ledge.
Well, does everyone have to be Lara Croft, or do you get to pick? Or do you
There's 6 Lara's Croft.
Yeah. You got a baker's dozen Laras.
Like, I could definitely see like a modern themed Tomb Raiding style RPG. Like, that sounds fun. But for it to specifically,
I assume that everybody would be like Lara's proteges or something.
Yeah, it's probably the same way they do stuff like Batman RPGs, where it's like you can't be 6 Batmans. Someone's got to be Robin.
Maybe it's a Voltron situation. Like somebody's like her left arm and right arm.
I'll be her gun, and you can be her head.
I call I don't know, foot.
Yeah, someone is going to be the weird polygonal boob.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
3D Sin, the NES emulator that simulates a 3D look for 8-bit games, has left early access, which is exciting. It's been around for a number of years now, I think, in early access, and it's not the kind of thing I'd really want to put a lot of hours into. But if you haven't picked, I picked it up, and it's a cool thing to like play Mega Man 2 for an hour, and like it's neat. It's 3D and voxely looking. It's cool,
right?
Meta and Xbox announced a Meta Quest 3S Xbox edition because remember, everything's an Xbox. And it
Yes.
comes with an Xbox controller and is otherwise just a regular MetaQuest 3S, which is also an Xbox because all things are Xboxes.
Right.
We are Xboxes. MetaQuest is Xbox. Your
Yeah.
PlayStation is Xbox. Everything is an Xbox.
Yeah, and people were apparently disappointed that it couldn't connect to the Xbox in any way.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they would have thought that it would connect to an Xbox when it already is an Xbox.
There are so many fireworks going on outside my house right now. It sounds like a war zone. I hope the mic is not picking them up.
Well, I can't hear it over Discord. I'll say
Well,
that.
good. Fans have ported Balatro to the Nintendo GBA e-reader because, God, I guess people hate themselves and each other enough to inflict that on everyone.
I gotta say, when I first heard this, I was like, "That's silly." But the more I think about it, what if your little e-reader cards that you had to scan looked like Balatro cards? And now it's suddenly adorable.
I always thought the e-reader was cool, but now having yours on my desk and having played with e-reader fucking sucks and I hate it.
Yeah, it does.
It's terrible. Harbor Masters, the people that do the, currently oversee the Ocarina of Time PC decompilation, have released their decompiled PC port of Mario Kart 64, which is cool.
Yes.
Very exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully they because for people that haven't played the Harbor Masters Ocarina port, it's a whole new game. I mean, you can customize the full UI. It's got full cheat support. It's got quality of life improvements. It's incredible. Didn't
they also do Star Fox?
I think they did. I have it on my computer. It's still pretty bare bones compared to Ocarina. If it was them, I'm not totally sure. But
I think the Mario Kart is pretty bare bones still at this point too.
Yeah, I think they're all going to kind of start that way. But Netflix is delisting 20 mobile games from their games library. So hope you weren't subscribing to Netflix to play the games that they wanted you to subscribe to Netflix to play the games for.
Was anybody subscribing to Netflix to play the games?
Yeah, I've seen some people that are kind of oddly excited about Netflix games. It's not for me, but I've seen some excitement about it. A non-zero amount, I'll say that. Seen a non-zero amount. Does It Play has issued a reminder that game cards, like those used on the DS, 3DS, Switch, Vita, etc., may stop working if they go too long without use, and that they should be powered on every few years to ensure future use, which just added a huge amount of busy work to my life.
Yeah.
A lot of my Switch games are still on the shrink, so that's a problem.
I still have a couple of 3DS games that are still in their shrink that I never got around to.
So hopefully this is not as rampant as I fear that it might be.
Yeah.
New Xbox firmware will now give more clear indicators if your cloud save is out of sync or if another device is still uploading data. Presumably that data can come from anywhere at any time because everything is an Xbox.
That's true.
So
everything's an Xbox.
it's good that they've updated this to...
Yeah, I do appreciate this because in the past, if like my PC had a different save file than my Xbox, it would just say cloud sync error. What do you want to do? Continue, not continue. And I'm like, I don't know. What
does continue
what
do?
is the problem? And now it'll be a little more clear about it, especially as Microsoft is very, very obviously trying to move to the cross-platform Xbox/PC first. This is something that they need. And also, this is another reminder that Xbox is the only platform that offers cloud save for free at this point, which is good because they need it more than the others.
Which means that everything offers cloud save for free because
that's true.
Is an Xbox.
Is an Xbox. Right. Yeah, good point.
Yuzo Koshiro has expressed interest in returning to the Ys franchise, which would be cool to see. What are we on? Ys 11? 12?
11 would be the next one. The current newest one is Ys 10 Nordics, and they are about to release the upgraded version, which is Ys 10 Proud Nordics. I don't know if that
they weren't proud before. Now they are.
No, they were ashamed Nordics before. But I don't know if Proud Nordics has been announced for US release.
I'm not sure. Will eventually. The upcoming Front Mission 3 remaster appears to use cheap AI upscaling for a lot of the art assets in the game. And so when this news originally broke, it was just the art is weird, and anybody looking at it would be like, this is AI, because it's obviously interpreting things like bodies of water as like furniture and weird shit that no human being would make that mistake.
No.
Especially not repeatedly in every piece of art that we saw.
Yes. That was very clearly AI slop.
It looks bad. It looks real bad. Just do what every other game company does and slap a fucking eagle filter on it and call it good enough. If it's good enough for Final Fantasy Tactics, it's got to be good enough for Front Mission 3. War Thunder players, to no one's shock, have once again leaked restricted government documents during a forum argument about restricted government things. For people that
Because, of course, why not?
are unaware, the War Thunder forums are one of the premier places to find leaked, classified military documents in the modern world. I don't.
Yeah.
I looked into it to try to be able to talk more about it. I don't understand any of this fucking shit. But it's just weird shit. They'll be like, oh yeah, here's the schematics of this classified military bomber. And you're like, oh, you can't put that here.
Well, they did.
It's nice to see.
Yeah.
And finally, another report shows that performance on SteamOS appears to be better than Windows 11 on the same hardware, which in this particular case was the Legion Go S, which is awesome to see. Fuck you, Microsoft. Fuck Windows.
Right.
And my Steam Deck is an Xbox by your own admission, so you
Right.
have to support my hardware. So
Yeah.
um,
Well, if they offer Microsoft Edge on it, it's an Xbox, and they do offer Microsoft Edge on the Steam Deck.
is that the litmus test? Is Microsoft Edge on it? If so, is an Xbox?
Yeah, basically.
Which brings us to our topic at hand, which is
Yeah.
the Legend. I'm reading this for the first time. The Legend of Heroes: Trails in the Sky SC, which I assume stands for StarCraft.
Yeah, it's StarCraft. It's the
Oh, no,
That's
but
why
see-
I'm here.
Synopsis: it says SC means second chapter. So, Guy, you can
Yes.
go.
High five.
It's not StarCraft. And I'm just gonna let y'all kind of take over because I will say after we did the first Tits game, which is what I still refer to these as,
Mhm.
I went and tried to play it on. I was playing it on Steam Deck, so it's on the PC
Yeah.
port, and I got 25 hours into it.
So like a quarter.
Okay, so you
ye-
barely started it.
Yeah, so I didn't even encounter the first battle. I only put in like 60 hours. I really wanted to like it. I like the combat. That's fun. It's just, it just wasn't my thing. It was so
Yeah.
slow, and it really wanted to hang out and just like chit chat. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm here to play a game, dog.
That first one, the story is especially light and fluffy. It's clearly a world building game that doesn't want to specifically go anywhere just yet. Like it's obvious they're building up to the second game. And so
Yeah.
it's a little rough to get.
I
through
thought
that
about
first
just
one.
kind of skipping to it, but then they're
Yeah.
so long, and I don't know.
Yeah.
But since we're covering it now, and I'm going to hear it all. I'm going to have to wait
Yeah.
like a year or two before I even try skipping because it'll
Right.
be too fresh.
Well, you can just play the remake that's coming out.
That's true. There is the
remake
remake coming out. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, y'all take it away on Trails in the Sky SC. Tits SC, as it's known in the community, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Tits the
tits
second.
suck. Yeah.
Tits, tits suck.
God damn.
Take it away on the Legend of Heroes. Tits suck. Tell me all
Can't top
about
that. So, so scope-wise, we're moving the story over to a second episode to avoid spoilers. And because this is a direct sequel to the second game or to the previous game, much of the development and gameplay information will overlap with that first game. So, rather than just reiterating everything from our first episode, which was way back in episode 332, we're going to try to mostly cover what's different. So if you care, then listen to that first episode first.
Yeah.
So release info is developed and published by Nihon Falcom. Western release was handled by Exceed or Marvelous, which is the same company. PC release was in Japan March 9th, 2006. Worldwide release 9 years later, October 29th, 2015. PC or PSP version was September 27th, 07 in Japan. International was in October-November of 2015. So 8 years later.
It
And then,
took a minute.
Yeah, the PS3 release was in April of 2013, Japan only. So I played through all of the Sky games in a rush after playing through the first two Cold Steel games just to catch myself up on story stuff. And that was during COVID, I think.
I feel like I remember it. It was you did. It was I don't remember the order, but it was Yakuza
Might have
and
been
Trails in
just
the Sky,
before
like
COVID.
in two big chunks.
I had free time. It was COVID. Everybody
Yeah,
had free time all of a
just a
sudden.
couple of those quick game franchises. Just fire
Yeah.
through those real fast.
I thought
Right.
I was going to try to do that. And So I started playing through the Sky games also after playing the first 2 Cold Steel games.
Yeah.
I said
Maybe I need to start on Cold Steel. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's the
I
secret
feel like
sauce.
it's a better starting point by modern standards.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like it definitely gets you into it.
Yeah, and it doesn't spoil too much of the Sky or Crossbell games in the first 2 Cold Steels. It's not until the 3rd game where it spoils literally everything immediately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Saturn told me, like, I got to the end of Cold Steel 2 and he goes, stop, go back. And like I put in the notes, it took me over a year to finish, but I'm doing the calculation and I started it right after we did the episode, which was 200 episodes ago.
Yeah.
So it took me like 4 years to finish this game. So.
Is that all?
Yeah.
I'm assuming playing 10 hours a day for 4 years, using cheats, you got through it. Is that?
That sounds right. Yeah.
I think my final playtime was somewhere around 90 hours.
Yeah, 80, 90
damn.
hours is about average
That's a
for
lot.
the second one. Yeah, it's a big ass game.
Well, what got me into it again, I think we talked about this on one of the after parties, was like I finally figured out that I could stream from my PC to my Apple TV instead of using like like Xbox streaming or whatever.
Right.
And
using, Moonlight or Steam Link or something.
Using Moonlight, yeah.
Nice.
And that works way better. I got like a virtual driver for like a 4K monitor,
Nice.
and projecting that onto to my Apple TV and connecting
Nice.
my Xbox controller, which I just figured out like a month ago I could do that too. I was using like the Atomic Purple 8-bit Do Pro, which is fine. It's a fine controller, but it's more natural to use the Xbox controller.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I'm glad you were able to play it on a 4K screen because obviously this game needs 4K visuals.
Oh man, it was doing this weird thing where like if I had it at 4K, I couldn't select the bottom character, and I thought it was like a feature of the game for a little while. Yeah, and so it was weird. And then I figured out if I dropped it down to like 2K resolution, I could select the bottom character, and it would be fine.
Yeah. It turns out that games made for Windows XP have some issues with modern technology. That's weird.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I'm having a similar problem with the 3rd game, but I figured out like I started it in Steam, like big picture mode or whatever, and now I can't access my save unless I unless I launch it directly from Steam. Like if I launch it from the executable, it doesn't see the Steam cloud, so it can't find my save.
That's good.
You're telling me that PC versions of Japanese role-playing games are lackluster?
Here's the thing. This game was originally a PC game.
Oh, I've heard that before. And then when I check out these original PC games that are JRPGs, it's a fucking travesty every time.
Yeah.
Which Ys? We played an Ys game in the version I played was originally PC, and it was like it didn't even fucking work.
No, it was Othen Felgana, and if you play it at higher than 60 frames a second, it breaks it. And that's the same thing with these, by the way, because they're all built in the same engine. And if you try to play them at higher than 60 frames a second, it will break the game. Don't do that.
I will not.
Yeah. So, getting into development, just as far as the changes from the first game anyway. So they had originally intended on splitting the story into 2 once they realized how much they had. So they had decided to split it relatively early in development. They were unsure how fans would react to the split, so they opted to end the first game intentionally with a cliffhanger to try to drive up anticipation and demand, rather than ending it at a natural stopping point.
Do you think they just like really wanted to tell like the fucking Baker story and Roland, and so like they developed 20 pages of script for them after like each event?
Yeah. They do that for a lot of the characters, actually. There's a bunch of just random ass side characters that you never have to talk to that have pages and pages of script dedicated to them. Just like, in case you happen to go back to them.
Like, I'm sure that's in here later, but like, I see it now. I tried to do that at one point. Like after every little event, go back to characters to see their dialogue change. I gave up after like 20 hours
me too.
of it.
Yeah, because there was like 1 or 2 characters that I was invested in their story and be like, I'll have to go talk to that lady and see what she's doing now.
Yeah,
but no, I couldn't do it for everybody just because there's way too much.
Just some rando lady and her kid staying at a hotel having like a magnificent adventure,
right? Yeah. And
Anyway, sorry.
sometimes their story is better than mine, so I'm invested in it. But
You
yeah,
can see why this didn't stick with Justin that well.
oh
Yeah, listening to Saturn say, "Oh, it was too much dialogue for me." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
yeah. There's a lot.
I'm pretty sure Saturn could read the whole dictionary and be like, "It was pretty good."
I might have.
The story was
I might
thrilling.
have read a dictionary.
I was hooked at apples, but yeah.
They really got me at xylophone. Couldn't put it down.
A little zoned out by the time I got to Zygote. So the Falcom JDK sound team, they insisted on writing a theme song with lyrics for the second game to make the ending, quote, properly passionate. And that was apparently a fight with the management team, who did not want to put lyrics in because they were worried that it would make it too anime-y, which feels bizarre to me because the game is very anime-y. I don't know who at Falcom management didn't think that's what they were making to begin with. But
Yeah, that'd be like saying I don't want Lunar to seem anime-y.
right, exactly. Yeah, it's a very strange fight to have. Many assets were reused from the first game to save time. The script and scenario writing still led to a nearly 2-year development period between the two games, mostly in just script writing. The original intention was to end the arc after these two games, but fan outcry for more information about these characters specifically led to an additional Trails in the Sky before they moved on to the Crossbell arc. And that game is a little divisive now. I like it, but it is very different than
I
the
am
first two Trails in the Sky
trying to
games.
make my way through that game and trying to care about that story. But
Yeah,
like
it's very
at one
different.
point I looked it up, like, do I need this story? And like Reddit's like, yes, you do. I'm like, God damn it. Okay.
I don't know that I agree
Can
with
I
that.
just say that fans of games like this insist you need every scrap of story
Yes.
ever? That's kind of known within, not to shit on fans, but in communities that love these types of games, they're
Right.
always like, oh, literally every. You didn't play the walking simulator mobile port side game? Well, then you didn't
Yeah.
get the whole story.
I will say there's a handful of bits in the third game that are, necessary story-wise later on, but I feel like you could get them from a plot summary as well as you could from actually playing the third game. So I would potentially argue with the idea that the third game is absolutely necessary to enjoying all of them. I would say that it's helpful, but not as necessary as the first two games were.
Well, we'll let you know on our two-parter about it. So
In 5 years when
Right.
you finish that one.
yeah, in 2030, look forward to it,
Yeah.
y'all.
Yeah, right. So now I want to get into localization because that's where there is more information as far as the development, because that took longer than the actual development of the game. So in 2010, prior to being purchased by Marvelous, Xseed had acquired the localization rights for all three games in the Trails in the Sky trilogy, because the third game had already come out in Japan at that point, or maybe it was about to come out. And the first game in the series featured more than 1.5 million Japanese characters that needed to translate. And
Holy
these-
shit.
The second game script is much larger than 1.5 million words. And the first game's Western PSP release didn't meet sales expectations. So Xseed was forced to sideline the localization for the second game while they worked on smaller projects just to stay solvent, because it's such a giant localization. It costs so much money. They couldn't just keep pouring money into it. And
Well, it's too bad AI didn't exist back then.
Oh,
Right.
thank goodness.
just put it in Google Translate. It'll be fine. In September 2013, more than a year after the release of the Vita, Xseed again confirmed that they were that they still had intentions to publish Tits SC on the PSP, so the players on that platform could finish the story. In 2014, Xseed applied their localization of the first Trails in the Sky to Falcom's most recently released Windows 7 port of the game, with a number of enhancements and everything we talked about last time. And then they published that on Steam with Windows 10 support in 2014. And the proceeds from that release helped finance the continued localization of the second game so that they could finally get it over the finish line, which, again, they did in 2015, several years after the Vita released. They released it on PSP. According to Xseed's Jessica Chavez, the final English script for the second game chalked in at 716,401 words, which is longer than the entirety of the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
By almost double.
It's like, it's okay. Double. The Lord of the Rings trilogy is not known for being very verbose. So
no, certainly not. No, it's light reading, afternoon reading. The PSP game had released on 2 discs in Japan, which would have made a Western release even more expensive for a game that was not known for selling very well in the West. So Xseed opted for a digital-only release on PSP along with the simultaneous Steam release. So it is not only the only 2-disc PSP game, I believe, released in the West, but it is a digital-only PSP release that released several years after the Vita released. So a very awkward late PSP release altogether.
Is that simply because of the script? Like, it doesn't seem like, having played through it, doesn't seem like it's that long of a game for the main story. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, all dialogue. That's the whole reason it's on 2 discs. And some animation sequences.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's fair. Okay.
Yeah, just a brutally long script.
A brutally long script that you don't have to interact with hardly at all.
Again, hearing Saturn say brutally long script in a JRPG.
Yeah, and here's the thing.
Jarring.
If you're focusing on just the main story and ignore all of the flavor text and the side characters and all that shit, especially if you ignore the side quests and subquests and shit, it's like 1/10 of that.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the script is optional. And that's insane. And from a localization perspective, that's especially insane. I don't know how these people didn't literally lose their minds.
How much of the script would you say is treasure chest related?
Here's the great part. That's exclusive in the Western release. There is no treasure chest dialogue in Japan.
So they added more script to it?
They added extra script to the script for the Western release. And it's all just jokes when you open up a treasure chest that's already opened.
Which has got to be one of the only fucking times that has ever happened in the history of JRPG translations, right? Of the Western script being longer.
Yeah, and the treasure chest dialogue, which is only in the Western versions, became such a cherished thing in the Western community that when the recent releases of Trails from Zero and Trails to Azure came out, the team at Nipponichi were getting just major fan demand of, you have to include optional chest dialogue. So they did. They added that into the Western release of Trails from Zero and Trails to Azure. Still not in the Japanese release. So
take that, Japan.
Right. So I guess we should get into presentation. It's built in the same engine as the previous game, which is also the same engine used in E6 and Ark of Napishtim. The characters use the chibi-style sprites in and out of combat on top of polygonal backgrounds. Cameras isometric, can be rotated freely, and then it's got its little anime cutscenes and everything. I like it. I like the art style of these games. I like the little sprites on top of polygonal backgrounds.
Yeah, I mean, the sprites, they have character, which is nice. Well, I say they have character. Maybe that's me like anthropomorphizing them a bit, but right. And there's a lot of character added by the expressions in text dialogue.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I do like how the character portraits changed based on how much damage you've taken in battle, for example.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Obviously inspired by Doom.
Yeah, but inspired by Doom. Yeah,
yeah. It's really a Doom clone. So
yeah, well, Doom guy is the optional party member.
Oh God, I'd play the shit out of it. Especially if his only dialogue was ellipses and shotgun sounds.
We'll just hack it to replace Olivier with Doom guy.
Well, it can be on there because Doom is first party Microsoft and everything's an Xbox, so they don't even have to license it.
Right, yeah. The music is again composed and performed by Falcom JDK. They made the newer music a little more somber to reflect the changes to the tone of the story and everything. There are several tracks reused from the previous game, but it's a lot of new stuff as well.
Does the intro screen change? Like, I thought it did, and then I thought it didn't, and I couldn't keep track of it because it, like, again, I played it over 4 years, so
Right. I don't remember if the title screen changes as the story progresses. I think it does. I know it does in several games in the series. I don't remember if this is one of them.
Okay. Yeah, because it seemed like maybe the title music got somber, but maybe I was just misremembering how it was. Like I know, like in the first chapter, it was very like
very upbeat,
very upbeat,
very peppy. Yeah.
I was thinking preppy, and I was like, no, that's a different thing.
Yeah. It could also be that. I don't know. Sorry. So let's get into the gameplay. All the gameplay from the first game is carried forward. So we'll just real briefly discuss how the first game worked. The story is broken into multiple chapters. In this game, it's 10 chapters, 0 through 9, each with several main story quests and a series of optional quests you can do. And completing quests, both main and optional, increases your Bracer Guild rank, which gives you higher rewards and also leads to higher rewards when you carry over your save to the next game.
You know what the most annoying part about that whole thing is?
What's that?
Or the most annoying word in this sentence that you've written down is quests that can mostly be obtained via the Bracer Guild.
Yes.
A few optional quests I've missed because they weren't available.
Right? Because you have to talk to one random dude at one random second, and if you miss it, it's gone forever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I ended up like a B+ ranked Bracer.
That's still good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's
I can hear the
that's
judgment
above
in
average.
Saturn's A+ rank voice right now.
Look,
I'm sure
not
he's
all of
played
us
it multiple times. So
Not all of us can be S rank bracers.
Oh, because of the S, right? All right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Japan. I forgot. You got the S rank.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I my first playthrough, I was I don't even think I hit A, so I was probably around
Well,
B.
it's
B
nice
plus
of
as
you
well.
to still hang out with B rank bracers. Like,
Look, somebody's got to carry him around.
so kind.
All the NPCs in the game have unique names, and their dialogue will change constantly after basically every story quest and sometimes after optional quests. So revisiting areas will let you learn more about their unique personalities and their unique stories, as we mentioned. I love that. It is a lot, though. It's a lot. The standard fare JRPG equipment is there. Weapons, armor, as well as orbments from the previous games. They are clockwork devices that allow the users to cast arts, which is this world's version of magic. You unlock slots in your orbment in order to place more quartz and allow you to have more arts to use during combat and out of combat. And the arts are based on the color of the quartz that you install in your orbment along the different lines. And different characters have different lines in their orbments, which feels super complex and complicated early in the game. And then by the time you get to the end of the game, it feels very straightforward and easy.
Yeah, I think I got about 60 hours in before I really started diving into it and like, how can I get the magic that I want,
Right. And you have to dig into your Bracer notebook to see what the breakdown is of how many of what color you need for each art. And that's when you start really maximizing it.
Yeah, and then you start figuring out that it considers any how to put this, any quartz that has each color of quartz has like a status effect that it does, right? So like your red quartz does like attack and then something else, and then they have like random like elemental effects that they will do, and all the elemental effects count as the same quartz, and you can't put them in the same orbit.
Right. Yeah. So you can't double up on the same thing over and over again. So you have to start really examining your quartz to see, okay, well, how many red is this worth and blue is this worth?
Yeah.
And, this one is worth multiple colors, so I need to save this for a good line. Yeah. It becomes a whole thing.
Yeah, but that added depth to it. And I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed playing around with it once I sort of figured it out and got comfortable with it. Especially when I settled into my party, which I'm sure we'll talk about characters later. We can talk about party then, but and the annoyance of some story beats that totally fuck your party.
Characters on you. Yeah. I do feel kind of sad going back to Sky now because the later games have dumbed down the quartz system so much to where it is still customizable, but it's less intricate and there's less I don't know. It doesn't. It feels more dumbed down in the later games compared to these first games, and I kind of miss the system that it had in these earliest games.
Yeah, like I know a frustration of mine was that the currencies are separate, I guess, right? Like I think in Cold Steel at least, like the currencies that you use to upgrade your quartz or your ornaments or whatever, it's like the same thing, or it's tradable in some way. I don't remember exactly, but they're completely separate in this. And so like I run into this thing where I don't have enough of what I need to do the thing I want to do all the time.
Well, in Cold Steel and going forward, they have the trash sepith that is only used to cash in for money, and in this one you don't have that, so you have to sell some sepith to make money.
That's what it is, yeah.
To do anything, and so you end up, juggling between money or quartz, and it's the whole thing. So enemies are seen on the overworld before starting combat, and can be approached from behind for preemptive strike. The combat is turn-based with the AT bar that shows the order of player and enemy attacks, which I like any game that does that.
Yep.
There are random bonuses placed on the AT bar, which encourage you to interrupt enemy turns or perform faster actions in order to line up your characters with the bonuses so that the enemies don't get the bonuses instead. The combat commands are attack, crafts, which is the character-specific stuff, arts, which is the magic, items, flee, and then your CP, your craft points, is built up by being attacked or attacking, and once it's greater than 100, you can use that to use your S-craft to interrupt the attack order at any time to immediately perform a super move, which I like that. I'm a big fan of the strategy of stealing turns and coordinating turns and all that.
Yeah, I like that. I didn't find it like super integral to the game, I guess.
No, not at this point.
Yeah, like I think it felt more relevant in Cold Steel, for example.
Yeah, it definitely does. Yeah.
Whereas it like but also in the third game, and again we're not talking about the third game per se, but in the third game they have like new status effects that are significantly more powerful than what they have going on in this one.
There's status effects that'll fuck you up real quickly in the third game.
So yeah.
So after battle, in addition to your XP, you get sepith, which is the gems that you use to either upgrade your quartz or make quartz, or you can sell them for mira, which is your money, because you don't get money after battle. And then later games in the series give you the junk sepith that you can trade in for money, which makes it a little easier. But here you have to decide if you want money or if you want quartz, which sucks.
Yes. I mean, I suppose it introduces more strategy or has a little bit more strategy or whatever, but like it really just kind of sucks.
Yeah, you're mostly just scrambling for resources the entire time. And then the other thing that you get from battle is ingredients, which you can use to make food. You can also buy ingredients in stores. Cooking is a whole mini game in the entire series where you want to fill up your recipe list and make your different food, because it's way better than any recovery items you can actually buy. So
keep
you
talking.
Want your food first. Yeah. Is
there a fishing mini game to go with this?
There is a fishing mini game in addition to the cooking mini game.
Yes.
And literally every Trails game has both fishing and cooking mini game. Actually,
Trails
never
fit it in the first game, or hit it.
Sky
in the first
3 doesn't have fishing, but it does have cooking. I think doesn't it? Pretty sure. It does.
Yeah, it's got cooking.
Yeah. So,
and then at least I'm getting recipes. I haven't cooked anything, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just got recipes.
And then the stuff that's new to this game that wasn't in the first game. Your save data can carry over from the first game. It doesn't carry over your exact character stats, but it does track your character levels as well as your bracer rank and gives you bonuses based on that. Several of the NPCs have unique and different dialogue based on whether or not you did certain quests in the first game. So if you start a fresh game without carrying over data from the second game, they assume you didn't do any of those quests. But if you do carry over your save data and you did those quests, they will react accordingly and remember that they interacted with you in the past. And then characters all start at a higher level in second chapter, regardless of the level they ended in the first game. But they will not start at the same level based on what level you were at the end of the first one. And then a new level cap is also in place so that you can get to a higher level than you could have in the first game. There's a casino, so you can gamble now.
Yeah. Okay.
The ordnance were upgraded. So now, in addition to the quartz from the first game, you can get upgraded quartz that require upgraded quartz slots. So you have to spend even more sepith to upgrade your quartz or your ordnance further to fit the higher level slots, which lets you do, more powerful stat boosts, more powerful arts and everything. But it also means you're even more out of sepith all the time, which is a frustrating resource.
And
drain.
The bear of it is that like upgrading your quartz slots increases your magic or MP or whatever they call it.
Yeah, your EP.
EP, thank you. And so it's a requirement.
Yeah, you have to do it, but it's going to cost you a lot, and it means that you're not going to be spending money on getting money for buying equipment and everything. So it's rough. It's a juggling act. There is one branching narrative path in the story. It doesn't affect the outcome, but it does allow the player to experience different events that happen simultaneously during replays. It's where you get to choose if you want to go with Agate or Sherazard. And depending on who you go with, very mildly changes some dialogue, but doesn't change the story. But it does let you see something different the next time you play.
I think we've covered that it's pronounced Charizard.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Her name is Charizard.
I don't remember. I think it was when I was playing the game and I insisted on calling her Charizard.
That's a correct name. I'm with you there. It does introduce chain crafts, which allows multiple party members to pile up on a target. It's basically just a more powerful attack. You can get higher level chain crafts that allow even more party members to team up. I didn't use them a whole lot because they're expensive.
Yeah. I used them at first and then realized that it takes an entire turn and delays them a little bit too.
Yes. Yeah, it delays the other party members. So
I was like, this is dumb. No, thank you.
Later games in the series did chain crafts better, I think. This was clearly just them trying to experiment with new battle shit, and it didn't stick.
And I think the only time I really used it like late game was if I needed to finish off somebody like a what do you call it? Like where you last stand kind of thing, right? Where like, if they get another turn, I'm dead. So might as well.
Yeah. Might as well just dump everything out of the box.
Yeah.
So they're new characters, a handful of new playable characters. We'll talk more about the characters in the next episode, just because story. But there are a handful of new playable characters. They have their own weapons, crafts, etc. And then there is one chapter in the game, late in the game, where all of your ordnance are disabled for story reasons.
Oh, the classic JRPG, fuck you and all that work you put into everything.
Yes.
During that chapter, you're tasked with delivering these emergency ordnance generators across the world, and during that time, you can choose to equip them on your party members, which lets them use arts for a second. But as that chapter goes on, you have less and less of those, so you are forced to deal with not using your arts. So it is a very different gameplay thing for one moment late in the game. So that's
one of my preferred core characters. Their gun does not work without level energy.
Yes, that is correct. So she can't even attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like if you play without her, then you at least have some semblance of choice, but no.
Right.
No. Playing with her, you're immediately down two characters.
You're just immediately fucked. You got to pull somebody out of reserve and hope that they can catch up real quick.
Oh no, I just toughed my way through it by the end. Like the last one when I only had one, I put it on her.
Yeah.
And everybody else was just melee. Like, okay.
Deal with it. Hope you got some craft points, kids.
Right.
But yeah, so that's the gameplay. As far as reception goes, Metacritic has a PC release at 80, PSP at 76. It was generally highly praised for its story. There were some criticisms directed towards minimal improvements over the first game's gameplay. I think a lot of the Western reviews also were pretty harsh just because it was nearly a 10-year-old game at that point.
Mm.
And Cold Steel 1 and 2 had already released by the time this came out in the West.
I was curious about these Trails games because I look at them and reviews are always like critical reviews, to be clear, not user reviews, actual critical reviews from outlets are always like solid B plus territory kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes a little lower. And I feel like this is one of those franchises that, despite being beloved and long running, is still kind of looking for its breakthrough game. It's A plus. This one you have to play and will suck everyone into the rest of the franchise by virtue of that. You know, the Persona 5 for Trails in the Sky. And I feel like it's a franchise that's still kind of waiting for that moment a lot of the time.
And I fear that it's not going to hit that moment just because each game requires more and more backstory for you to really get into it.
Which I get it. Like, that's what the fans like. I mean, you guys seem to enjoy that. The big overarching, like, massive 500-hour multi-game story. But then for someone like me who's like, I kind of want to dip a toe in somewhere, but the first game's way too dry. Where's the fun, silly game that kind of, you know, and it's like,
I think Cold Steel was the best introductory after that first game.
Yeah.
But even that is a 10-year-old game at this point.
Yeah. So it's just always interesting because obviously you guys like these games, and that puts me in the purview of the communities for these games sometimes, and people fucking love these games absolutely to death.
Yeah. They're beloved by their fan base,
and it's just always funny to see this fervor, and then it's like B minus on like. All of them. Some of them worse, some of them a little better. Yeah. And it's like, man, I hope Trails fans one day get that mainstream breakthrough one. You know,
there's a chance this remake of the first game might.
That's true.
Might catch on, hopefully. But
yeah, I'm hoping for that. You know, I don't know. I was gonna say Dragon Quest 11. Dragon Quest is already so fucking massive, but you know, I don't know a good analogy, but.
And I understand the reviews being kind of middling because as far as, you know, other games of its era, I get that. It looks like an old ass game, even compared to its contemporaries. Because I mean, it released in 2006. This was the year the PlayStation 3 came out.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like a PS3 game.
What?
It certainly doesn't look like, you know, Blue Dragon or another JRPG that would have released that year.
Man, Blue Dragon did look good. Game sucked, but God, it looked awesome.
No, right.
An awesome looking game.
And so it is, you know, kind of a dated thing going into it. And it's hard to reach an audience when you don't look like the newest best thing.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. Also, several of the reviews mention the requirement to play the first game to understand the story as a negative, which I get that. I completely understand. And of course, there are several critiques over just how long it took to localize, which I get it. It did take forever.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
As far as Legacy goes, there was an additional Trails in the Sky game after this, the third, which we've mentioned a few times. How far are you in that, Guy?
The third, like just past the castle.
Okay, all right. You're still relatively early. You haven't gotten to the emotionally devastating part yet. All right.
Oh, God damn it, no.
You fight a lava squid.
Yeah, so. There's a lava squid. It's emotionally devastating. And then after that, of course, Trails from Zero, Trails to Azure, 4 Trails of Cold Steel games, Trails into Reverie, 2 Trails through Daybreak games, Trails Beyond the Horizon. There's also a sequel to Trails Beyond the Horizon that has been announced, not yet named. So yeah, the series is still going pretty strong. Mm-hmm. And selling pretty well. Falcom seems very happy with the sales, especially with the Western sales lately. They are surprised by the uptick in Western sales and have been trying to give more attention to the localizations because of that. So that's good. I'm glad it's getting some audience. I don't think it's ever going to hit Persona 5 numbers, but it's getting an audience. So it's
because Saturn bought 2 copies.
I do. I have my eye on the remake. My only fear is replaying those first 20 hours is going to be fucking brutal.
I'm hoping
looking at like some of the screenshots and stuff that they've released. I think it'll be a different enough presentation. It'd probably be worth it.
Yeah, and I'm hoping they streamline some stuff too.
Yeah, some fast forward or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Well, it'll definitely have fast forward. All the games have fast forward.
They have that. I was about to say. I feel like I remember a fast forward.
They added fast forward to the Western release on PC.
Okay.
Yeah, that was something Xseed did because they liked the fast forward feature on Trails of Cold Steel on PS4. So they're like, well, we're just going to add this to all of our localizations now. So they added it into the Steam releases of 1, 2, and 3.
I do
and
also.
also
I
the-
find,
the
and
others.
I don't remember if these games have this or not, so you can direct me in that way. But I always, for games that are extremely story heavy, if there's a mode where I don't have to sit there and press the fucking button to read
Yeah.
the dialogue or to listen to the dialogue, makes me more likely to do it.
Yeah, there's an autoplay button, and you can also hold the cancel button, and it'll fast forward the dialogue.
Well, I don't want to fast forward. Like I'm fine
Okay.
reading it, but I want to
Yeah, yeah.
sit there and read it. But if it's one of those modes, but it takes too long to progress the dialogue, it makes me so much angrier than any alternative.
If you just press the action button, it autofills the box,
I don't
so
want
that
to
you
press
don't
the
have
button.
to wait for
I
the
want
thing
them to fill it up and then progress it at the pace that I want. Which they might.
Well,
I really don't remember in this game.
I don't think they do in Sky, just because there's not voice acting.
Sure,
so
yeah.
they don't want to make it go too fast for people. So I don't think there's an auto progress.
I don't get why they don't put an auto progress and then give it like a auto progress speed. Like I should be able to be speed 1, 2, 3, and
It just gets kind of complicated.
I don't
I
feel like
can-
it would be that complicated to implement. I just feel like they don't.
Well,
wanna
then you
it.
do it, dude.
I refuse. I
I've been
suffered
playing,
through 20 hours of that story. They got to suffer through 20 hours of that story.
I have been playing JRPGs since the NES, so for me, the idea of not pressing a button to progress dialogue feels weird. So I'm not the
like
audience,
that.
so I don't know how I would implement it
Like
myself.
if the more you can make it so that a story moment I just have to watch it and I don't have to think or interact with anything, the more likely I am to sit through longer story segments. Like if you make it a TV show, I'll sit through that. I'll sit through TV all fucking day long.
Every game that has auto progression, usually attached to voice acting, I hate it, and I end up skipping through it as fast as I can. I will read it faster than they read it to me, and so I'll end up skipping it very quickly and like cutting off their dialogue all the time.
No, I'll sometimes if I'm in a hurry or I'm impatient or it's boring, I'll do that. But if it's like I can sit here and actually watch this like a show, I'll do that.
yeah.
Like
No,
absolutely,
I read
will.
faster than I listen, so I want to read it.
Yeah, you should
Well,
try
I
Cold
mean-
Steel then.
I also
Right.
read very fast, but I just
Right.
I'm happy to watch a thing.
Yeah, Cold Steel is fully dialogue, and it has auto progress for literally everything. So
I mean, by that logic, like I could also watch TV on fast forward with subtitles on and read it super fast. But like
Right.
I'm here. I'll watch the show.
Yeah.
It's
I'm with
sure-
you.
it's
I'm
fine.
sure there are people out there listening to your voice at like Mickey Mouse speed right now. So
yeah.
Oh
right?
yeah, I always wonder how many people listen at super speed. But
Yeah, I wonder if some people who listen to the show were to meet us in person, they'd be like, "Your voice is way slower and
you're
lower
so
than
slow.
I'm
This
used
is bizarre. I also wonder because like Pocket Casts will cut out. It has a trim silence mode.
Yeah.
You can set it up onto extreme, so
Yeah.
there's never any breaks between words ever. It's just nonstop words.
to." It just sounds like we're
Uh,
cutting each other off all the time.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I guess y'all could do final thoughts. I'll quit interrupting now. I'm
Oh,
just
yeah, yeah.
broadly complaining about JRPGs.
To finish the legacy, there was
Yeah.
the remakes on Vita. There was the upcoming remake that we have talked about a few times now, Trails in the Sky First Chapter, but that's just for the first game, not this game. So far, I'm sure there will be a remake of the second game because that doesn't make any sense not to. And there's also an OVA anime adaptation of Trails in the Sky that only covers random events in the second game.
oh, that sounds awful.
I hate it. It's really bad. Also, the dub is extra bad.
Awesome.
No, it's just a handful of out of order, out of context events of the second game. That's it. Nothing from the first game, and not even the end of the second game, if I remember
Because they looked
right.
at the
It's
script
like
of the game
middle.
and went, "Fuck that! We only got
Right?
an hour. What are we gonna
Yeah.
do?"
So, but yeah. Anyway, final thoughts. I'll let you go first, guy.
It was more the same, and it's not a bad
Mhm.
thing, right? Like I know you
Right.
said that like a lot of people or some people criticized it because there were only like minor tweaks to the gameplay.
Yeah.
But given that it was conceptually supposed to be one game to start with, having any improvements is kind of an improvement. And I enjoyed the gameplay of the first one. So,
Right.
and it's neat to see having played Cold Steel 1 and 2, it's neat to see like these starting building blocks and what they eventually evolve into. And I'm excited for, the next 3 games, I guess, before getting back to the Cold Steel series.
Right.
And to see how they progress further and further.
Oh yeah. And they
Um,
do. It's there's some nice improvements in each one.
Yeah, and Sky the Third's okay so far, and we got like fresh remakes of the Crossbell games, so great.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and may play it again if I ever need to kill 100 hours.
I've played through it 4 times now, I think, because I'm
Good
insane.
God.
No, I
shit, man.
I once on Vita. So I'd played Cold Steel first. So going back to Sky, the first one, I was like, this is kind of light and fluffy and cute and world buildy, and I appreciate it. And I intentionally didn't read anything going into it, so I didn't know about the plot twist at the end of the first Sky, and it immediately emotionally devastated me. And so I rushed into second chapter and absolutely loved it because it starts, riding right off of that plot twist and maintains the pace pretty consistently, I felt. And as somebody who plays a game for story, that's what I was there for. Gameplay wise, I barely even noticed the changes because I was so laser focused on the story. So it is a good thing that the gameplay system of the first game was enough to absolutely carry it for me, even with or without any changes into the second game.
Is story the moment in between when you are shooting imps with your super shotgun?
Yes.
That's okay. All right.
Story is when you look at Doom Guy's face to see how hurt he is at that moment and imagine what his thought process is.
Feel the empathy.
Story is when they start jabbering at each other and you start playing with your phone.
Right, yeah. It's phone staring time. Let's catch up on the news.
Yeah, it's Lemmy time. It's doom scrolling.
Yeah, there you go. And if you want to doom scroll something that's maybe more fun,
join our Discord.
You can join our Discord and you can doom scroll the stupid shit we talk about all fucking day. What was it today? It was travel days. The other day I came home from vacation and had a 3-hour conversation about chicken fried steaks.
Yeah, I saw that.
I
like when you're back in town because then when I wake up in the evening, I look at my phone and there's 400 messages that I get to skim through.
And it's me explaining chicken fried steak to someone from Europe.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, it's like we're trying to kill each other with food. Yeah, it's on purpose. No,
but it's delicious.
We do it like that on purpose.
It's we accept it from one another.
It's why we separated from your monarchy so we could kill each other with food.
With food, yeah.
With cholesterol, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we also have Patreon, patreon.com/retro warriors. You can get read along, you can get talking wizards, you can get uncut versions of this show, you can get our undying gratitude that will never die ever.
It might.
No matter what, ever. It'll survive the heat death of the universe because it's a concept. So there you go.
Everything's a concept, Justin.
That's not even true. Before we devolve completely into experimental nihilism, we need to thank the following patrons for their kind donations, starting with Chris Courage
and Gorthum.
Guy, do you want to get in on these?
Yeah,
sure. King Vidiot,
Luke Saracen Clark,
Nick Brown,
Petros,
Robert Vieira Jr.,
Nicholas Grind,
Samo Bam,
and Travis Graff. They all gave us money, so we gotta be doing something right to earn their money. Because
I knew a lady in college named Tracy Graff, and I loved it because that was also around the time I was playing Xenogears. And there's a character named Graff.
Oh, okay, okay,
yeah, there is.
I was like, oh, you have the coolest name. Like, I hate my name, but okay.
I was going to say she probably hated it. Yeah. I feel like most people, I think, don't like their own names.
It's true.
I don't know why that is.
That's why I chose a different name.
Oh, see, there you go.
Yeah, you're the smart one of the group.
Secret.
Anyway, join us next week for the spoiler-filled Trails in the Sky, Tits Suck 2 story episode.
Yes.
I do want to warn people now that if you haven't picked up on it, they're very story-heavy games, and if you think you might play them, you probably don't want it spoiled, I would imagine. It's going to spoil a couple hundred hours of gameplay. So.
Also, we'll warn you again in the next one that we're going to immediately start out by spoiling the first game, because that's how this game starts. So
kind of puts us in a weird position if you're planning to play the Switch remake that is coming out.
Yeah, you want to not listen to that.
So the only show that's like, don't listen to this. Don't fucking listen to this shit.
We'll see you in a month.
Yeah, it doesn't come out for like 3 months.
Oh, shit. Maybe you might forget it by then. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Guy, thanks for being on. We'll be back next week. And as always,
let us cling together.